Hello everybody, Kane here today with another episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we're back on the world. Now you might notice real quick, there are no shaders on them in the game currently. That's just because for some reason my computer was not enjoying me using shaders today, so I figured I'd rather just record an episode and not spend like 6 hours troubleshooting the game, because I don't really have 6 hours to troubleshoot the game today, and I did feel like recording. Anyway, so, it's been a bit, well, not since the last episode. We've uploaded 2 videos, I think, within, like, the last week. The Dinos mod updated, finally. We got our bug fix in for the last update, so 8.0.2. We're on 8.0.3. I uploaded a review of the update yesterday, from when I'm recording this. So yeah, we got 3 brand new creatures, 2 brand new plants, tons of bug fixes, bunch of edits to previous systems, stuff like that. It's really cool. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. But, excuse me there. Sorry, I ate lunch like 10 minutes before I did this, so sorry about that. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so you guys remember I said, it's been about a month, I think, since I had recorded. So there's been about a decent amount of progress, at least, on the world. Some of which you actually already saw over here. The the Ceratosaurus. This is our Ceratosaurus enclosure. It's better. As you can see, one, I finally edited the fences. We got pathway all the way up here. We took out the old cobblestone wall, which actually used to be, I think it cut the exhibit off like over there. It now is a little bit larger. There are pigs absolutely everywhere because the animals all gave birth to baby pigs for some reason. I think that was due to the pregnancy glitch from the last update. But yeah, so there are just pigs all over the park. I might clear them out later. We'll see what I do. Anyway, so this is update number 1 of many. I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I mean, I'm probably going to throw in some more spruce trees, maybe some more foliage in here, but I'm pretty happy with how the Ceratosaurs look. Which way do I want to go? We'll head out this way, because this is probably where we're going to spend more of the episode and I need to get food anyway. Speaking of which, by the way, the park is entirely hooked up with the new path system. Everything we have currently is all hooked up with these pathways, and I'm pretty happy with it. So, over here, if we head over or down this little sideway for a second, is a little viewing tower platform thing I've made. And this is actually going to, we're going to discuss this area down here in a few minutes, but I've got some plans for there. I've got some plans I've changed from previous plans, I guess. That was weirdly worded, but you guys get what I mean. I've changed my thoughts for what we're doing over here. Food. Oh, I also added in a ceiling. Oh yeah, we have biofossils. Yeah, so I went mining. I mean, you can see I didn't quite throw everything away yet. But since we got 3 new creatures added into the mod, I figured why not go get some more biofossils, because more biofossil means the chance to actually get some of these creatures, which is pretty good. Pretty good indeed. You know what? We're just gonna chuck them all in here. Actually, we'll take the 10 out and chuck them there. That works. All right. Let's see. Oh, I got a roof on there as well. You can't even see the roof, I've just realized. I'm not sure why I did the roof, but I did a roof because why not, I guess? I don't know. What are some other things I've changed? I don't think I've changed much on this side of the park. Oh, also, so we can finally see how old the dinosaurs are again, and their age did tick up while we couldn't see it. And I believe Tumbleweed, for those of you who are, maybe this is your first episode watching, Tumbleweed is that female stegosaur right there. She is our oldest dinosaur, and I believe she's something like 280, 300 days old now. You're getting pretty old there, aren't you? You're probably like a year old in the game. Pachycephalosaurs, this was last episode, I believe. Those were in, I'm actually trying to think, what else did I change since last episode? You know, I can't actually remember for the life of me. Again, it's been a month since I've recorded, so you might be like, oh well, what about when you edited the videos? Those were edited also a month ago. Like, I have no recollection whatsoever of what was finished. Oh, okay. I think this was something. So we're gonna put a building here. I have no idea what building, which is why it's only an outline and not what we're working on today. Because if I knew, it'd be something. I mean, I was honestly tempted to put the bug house here. Now, granted, that was back when we only had Meganera, so it would make sense, because one small flying bug can fit in here easily. I mean, I guess actually, if we just knock it a bit in this way and back that way, we could easily make a bigger bug house and put the Arthropleura in as well. But I'm kind of thinking it'd be cool to make a bigger building for them in the future. I'm not sure. We'll see what I end up doing. But where else? There was work somewhere else in the park that I don't really remember, so I have got to go look for that. Man, this is like, oh, that was it. It was actually back the way I just came. I did some work on, well, I say work in parenthetical phrasing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I did quote-unquote work over here, basically just working to start extending the pathway out, and I think I've changed my mind for what I was going to do here. So what I was going to do is just do what I usually do, which is bulldoze through the hill and flatten the entire area off to make what I want to make. However, I have decided that is a terrible idea for two reasons. One, that is going to be so boring for me to do, super boring to watch, and in the end I'm going to regret doing it because it took forever and wasn't really worth it. Number two, I can build a tunnel. And for those of you who have been around on the channel since, not the last park I did, because I pretend the last park didn't happen, in all honesty. The park before that, the Season 5 world. If you remember the Season 5 world, I made a lot of tunnels there. I love tunnels. Tunnels are amazing to build, and they're a lot of fun because you can design them and do things with them you can't usually do with other exhibits. So why I bring that up is because, again, I believe this is going to be our Gallimimus exhibit. And what I was thinking is, if we have a tunnel system here, one, we can put something on the inside in here in the hill, so we can make like a mini exhibit or something for something else. But two, that means we can have the fence kind of stop about here and connect into the hill, and the Gallimimuses can just run alongside, so you can actually view them from the tunnel, and we could potentially have the tunnel go all the way out there to a balcony or something, which I think would be pretty cool. Also, second thing, I'm probably going to edit the Brachiosaurus exhibit. So, you guys remember, I said before we move on to the river area, or like the next section of the park we're going to work on, I want to finish up all these exhibits. We're removing those fences up there, and we're going to flatten off this exhibit. It's funny, isn't it? I just said like, oh, we don't want to flatten off one area, but we're flattening this exhibit a lot more because, well, there's not really, I don't think it looks very appealing to have those fences all the way up there, because it just doesn't look it's like the old JPOG fence system, which, to be honest, was not very good. So we're going to edit the Brachiosaurus exhibit, make it a tiny bit smaller, and then I'll start chucking in lots of trees and plants and making it look super nice in here. And yeah, then the Brachiosaurus area will be finished. And then we finish the Gallimimus area, and oh, Triceratops. Okay, I find this funny because usually Triceratops is one of my favorite dinosaurs in this mod, and I love messing around and making really nice exhibits for them. I just can't be bothered to work on the Triceratops exhibit we have right now, or to really enjoy the Triceratopses. Like, for some reason I have got this like deep-sided like anger towards them, and I think it's just because I hatched way too many of them, and therefore like I just don't want to I don't want to do anything with them. I don't really want to see them either. I kind of avoid that area, if I'm honest. Anyway, over here, also, sorry if the audio's a bit off again. Again, I'm kind of messing around with OBS right now, so hopefully I'll finally get a video where the audio is starting to sound more normal. The other problem is I have like practically no space in my dorm. Like, if you hear that knocking, that is my PC. My PC has been stored for about the last year under my desk. I don't have space for that. If I did, I would do it, but I don't have space, unfortunately. So it's like right next to the microphone, so it's making noises because of the fans. And then the air conditioning here, like I've said before, is just awful, and it's super loud for no reason. So yeah, I may just end up bringing the music back. Maybe I have brought it back just because I need something in the background to make it not quite so horrible and staticky and background noisy, because I can't really think of another way to deal with it. Anyway, over here. So you can see I decimated this hill. I mean, the hill originally started all the way over here. And then I shot it back to about here. And then I knocked it all the way back to here. Because I realized this is going to be an exhibit. This is, and some of you might be like, wait, but this is like the part of the park you said wasn't meant to be quote unquote part of the park, you know, like this is our facilities area, it's the storage warehouse, which every time I look at it now, I love it more and more. It's honestly becoming one of my favorite buildings. I love this more than the lab, but then again, I kind of abandoned the lab and didn't finish it, so maybe if I go finish, we have a dodo. Holy crap, we have a dodo. And I never named the Dinosaurs or the Dinosaurs. I'm gonna get around to that. We're gonna name them in the maybe next episode, hopefully, if I remember. Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, like this is the utilities area. We've got our cow farm, our wheat farms and stuff. But I realized I built this giant tower for no reason, or this lookout point, and I was like, what? Why do I have this? And then I started digging into the hill, again, for no reason. I just did it because I was really bored and couldn't think of anything else to build. Like, I was trying to think of things to build in that little building spot. Couldn't, so I decided to go terraform because I guess when I get bored in this game... Okay, we now have one less Triceratops. Oh no. We'll go take care of that in a minute. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess my Triceratops problem is not as big of a problem anymore. Oh, if they all die, that's going to be really sad. I'm gonna go check the DNA first because I'm a terrible person. 12. Okay, we're gonna let that 12 in. Let's go check the Triceratopses. Anyway. What was I saying? So... I dug into there, and I actually think I'd like, again, because I love using tunnel systems, I'd like to put like an inside the cliffside area thing. I don't know what we're putting in there, but I want to build like a little viewing vent in here. But I realized we could turn this whole, like not the whole thing, like not this, and maybe like starting here or something, and then going all the way up to the river, and then we could build a little exhibit. Or maybe not even that far, but just build a little area for animals to live. And I couldn't think of what dinosaur I'd put over here. Originally I was thinking Parasaurolophus, because I love the parasaurs. Well, because Parasaurolophus is one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time. Tumbleweed. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I was thinking that, but then I was like, oh, but I want them in the river area. And then I was thinking Dilos, but then I felt bad because I always put Dilophosaurus in these like far off corners of the park and I never see them again. Kind of like the Compies. They're like in the center of the park. I just never see them because there's only one way to get in there. Whereas something like the Ankylosaurs I see all the time just because they're in a super central part. Anyway. And then the update came out and I was like, wait a second. You're telling me I have 3 new animals, 2 of which could easily fit back there. And I was like, okay, that's what we're doing. Did it drop anything? Let's see, so we have 1 here. Oh, there we go. I see it got stuck in a tree. How did it get stuck in a tree? I have no idea. Wait, so how many do we have left? I should check this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have 6. We do not have 6, which means another Triceratops died earlier. Maybe that happened while I was AFK. Well, that's a tragedy. You know what? Let's just, like, I don't know, where can we put this for now? We'll just do, like, this to signify, like, 2 tombstones, I guess. We'll do something better than that later, because I want an area for that, because I realized we will need some sort of dinosaur graveyard at some point. Wow. Huh. 2 dead trikes. That's starting to make me wonder about some of the other dinosaurs. Have we lost any others I don't know about? Well, that's the problem for me, at least, is that I go AFK quite often just because, like... Well, in some cases, it's I accidentally leave the game running while I'm in class. So, like, I'll suddenly realize, like, oh, crap, I gotta go. And then, you know, it's like I run to class and I leave the game running. Or other times it's just I'm, like, waiting on a mob farm and... Okay, 3, 2, 1, please. A Dilophosaurus! Oh, that's awesome! That is actually one of the new creatures. I'm so happy about that. We actually got one. Aw. Oh yeah, I have a mushroom in here. Why do I have Tiktaalik? When did I put these in? I have no clue when those went in. Huh. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that I was like, that I did that. I mean, that sounds like something I would do. Let me just, let's see. Pleurodon, please sort of that. Let's see, those 2. We've actually, like, we have a good collection of DNA here. So what are we missing? I think we're still missing some animals, aren't we? Crassigyrinus. We're missing the Crassigyrinus. I think it's just Crassigyrinus, Ceratosaurus, and Arthropleura we're missing. Of course, though, 2 of those just came out, so in reality, well, I mean, reality, we are missing all those. Maybe that's what we'll do next episode. Maybe next episode will be a mining episode. We'll just go and mine for a while and get as much biofossil as possible. I mean, that could be it. That could actually be a decent episode, I think. Just getting all that done. Anyway, so yeah, again, over here, I'd like to do an exhibit. And I'm thinking either a Dilophosaurus or Ceratosaurus would go great out here. And I'm not sure I'm pronouncing either of those 100% correctly. I'm sure somebody will probably be like, well, you see, it's actually pronounced like this. But yeah, I don't know. I think we could definitely fit another exhibit over here. I mean, sure, we have space over here, but I don't really have a way of bringing... Well, I do actually. I guess we could technically just bring it out from there and put another little exhibit over here. But I'll deal with that later. Wait, is that actually where, like... I forgot the Ice Age area. All the mammals are going over in that area, aren't they? And we were gonna... Oh, wait, how are we gonna do this? We were gonna connect it by the river, right? Because the river was gonna connect that... Because they're all being built along that area, from, like, there to there along the river. Maybe we do need a pathway from here heading over. We could build a really big bridge. That could look really cool. So I guess it does make sense then to have an animal over here. You can kind of see it up there. I did like a multi-texture of andesite and gravel, and I think it looks really cool. Anyway, so yeah, I was thinking, I mean, I might edit this platform to give better visibility, I guess. Because I don't think you have super good visibility from here. Well, then we could actually just like stick a small entrance in here, and that could take you down into a tunnel that leads you down into like here, where there's a better viewing spot. I won't lie, guys, I want to put a Dilophosaurus back here more than I want to put Ceratosaurus for 2 reasons. One, we have the Dilophosaurus, so I think it makes the most sense. But the lab, not the lab, this thing and the warehouse is where I spend a ton of time, so it makes the most sense to sleep here. Anyway, so 1, we actually have the Dilophosaurus. 2, I should go check the Triceratops bones in here. We have fewer Triceratops bones than I thought. But we do have a ton of bones, man. What are these? There is dinosaur skulls. interesting. What was that? Oh, that was water. What was I saying? So yeah, 1, we have the Edaphosaurus, and 2, what I'm thinking here, and the reason the Edaphosaurus would probably work really well out here, is that it's the only one of its kind in the mod. Okay, so I can very easily be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked up Edaphosaurus. I have looked it up before, just not as much as, say, its more famous counterpart, the Dimetrodon. But I do believe, if my memory is correct, Edaphosaurus is a synapsid, much like Dimetrodon, which means they were reptilian creatures that exhibited mammalian traits, or several mammalian traits similar to Dimetrodon, such as internal heating and cooling systems, possibly, or mammalian-like skulls and stuff like that. Anyway, that's not the point. Wait, was Dimetrodon a synapsid? It is a synapsid. I really hope I'm right on that. Anyway, if I'm correct, Edaphosaurus is a synapsid. There are no other synapsids in the mod currently. Which means, now, I mean, you can kind of tell how I'm doing my park anyway. I like to group animals with like animals. Birds go with birds, dinosaurs go with dinosaurs, marine reptiles go with marine reptiles, amphibians with amphibians, so on and so forth. Ceratosaurus fits wonderfully with things like Velociraptor because they lived in a very similar environment, so I can kind of chuck them together. Edaphosaurus has no relative creatures. Well, I mean, yes, it technically has relatives, but very, very distant relatives. Anyway, that's not the point. It's like, there's no other animals that group really easily with it. So, sticking it in a little back area, I mean, yes, does it mean, like, if this was an actual zoo that many people will see the Edaphosaurs? Yeah, it means no one's really gonna notice them. But for me, it means I get to see really cool Edaphosaurs every time I go back to get more resources, which is often because the inventory is way too small in this game. And I don't know, it means I can really do a far more personalized exhibit for them because they're not having to match with a bunch of other creatures or fit a general theme everything else is fitting. They can kind of just be themselves. Although, I mean, granted, you could probably argue that I could just stick them with the other, like, Permian creatures, even though, what is it? It's the Permian and the... Oh, what's the other? It's not the Silurian. Because the Silurian is like, Silurian is before Ordovician, I think. It's right before the Triassic. It's the, oh, I don't remember. I really don't. Anyway, why am I even, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, so I'm thinking Edaphosaurus is going to go down here. If I remember to, I'm going to put an eye in the top of the video. You guys can vote for which creature we put down here, but I think Edaphosaurus will fit best. And yeah, so I think we're going to end today's episode off here. Next episode will probably be a mining episode, so I'm already seeing the view count drop, but who cares? You know what? Who cares? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed, and until next time, guys. See ya.